Good evening and welcome to all the participants. Join in the daily virtual program on work-life balance conducted by Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with the Heartfulness. We have with us the today's resource person, Dr. Madhurika Agarwal ma'am, and our experts, Mr. Deepak Khanduri sirs from Heartfulness. We welcome you all in this platform. With this, I'm introducing our today's resource person, Dr. Madhurika Agarwal ma'am. She is a medical professional with over 30 years of clinical experience in maternal and child health. She has worked in the central government hospitals, ESIC, New Delhi, under the Ministry of Labor. She has also been the director of Health Positive, a company involved in the management of lifestyles disease with special emphasis on the specially disabled children and adults with work related injuries and occupational illness. She has been a visiting faculty of pediatrics in the its Institute of Health and Allied Sciences. Currently, she practices telemedicine in her field of expertise. She has some research work to her credit, which has been published in index journal like the Lancet, WHO International Association of Occupational Safety and Health. She is also a recipient of many awards from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, both essential and straight. I, IMA, DMA, IAOS, to name a few. She has been a heartfulness meditation practitioner from a couple of years now and trainer since last 1 year. With this brief introduction, I hand over the session to Dr. Madhurika Garbal, ma'am.
Thank you for introducing me so nicely. And I would like to start and welcome all of you to the second day of my 3-day run program. And I hope many of you must have joined in from various parts and benefit out of this today's program. Today's topic of discussion, which is really profound. So before we begin the program, let's center ourselves. Centering is a process to take away all the distractions from our mind and center us to our being of our central being, which is the heart. So I shall guide you through the centering process and just follow my commands, and we would feel really centered in this very moment for the next half an hour or so. So please close your eyes very slowly and gently. Bring your attention to your heart, where you feel your heartbeat. Make a very subtle intention, subtle suggestion to yourself that I am leaving all the distractions away, whatsoever they may be, aside, and centering myself in the core of my heart, which is the core of my being and which is helping me to be present in this moment, here and now. With this intention, we focus on our heart and remain in such a position for a few 1 or 2 minutes. That's all. Thank you for your cooperation. Let me share my screen and the presentation and the topic for today. I hope you can see this. So the topic for today is journaling, a practical personal tool for clarity, productivity, and growth. So here we talk of journaling a process. It's a tool which is a practical as well as a personal tool which we use for our personal clarity, clarity in our thoughts, basically, mental clarity, and in the workplace, it benefits our productivity and growth. At personal level, it helps us in our personal growth also, but at the workplace, it helps us increase our productivity and the overall growth of the company for whichever we work. With this, let's dive into the topic. So today's point of discussion would be what is journaling, how it is different from writing or diary entry. Is there a science behind journaling? The most curious thing that I like in any topic, the science behind whatever. So it's the science behind journaling, and how does it help attain good mental health or and work-life balance? How do heartfulness practices and journaling relate with each other? So these will be the broad criterias on which we will be discussing today. So what is journaling basically? Journaling is a practice of regularly writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences in your personal journal. So the main points about a journal is it's a practice, it's a regular practice where we write down not only our thoughts but also our feelings and experiences of the day when we are writing down the journal in our personal journal. And personal means it is private. It's personal and private. So its access is only to you, and nobody at home or office tries to read your journal. So you can just pen down whatever you have in your mind. Those are the thoughts and your heart, the feelings, and your experiences of the day in that particular journal. And write it regularly. It's a practice. Slowly, first, initially, you'll have to make an effort, but eventually it becomes a practice. So, this is what we want to do, that we want to practice this for making our thoughts clear, making ourselves balanced, to make ourselves better individuals, happy individuals, because when our feelings are balanced, we become happier, and our environment becomes happy, our work life starts balancing, and our professional life starts growing, productivity increases, the professional growth of the company becomes better. So, another way of telling about journaling is it's a practice to reflect and introspect on your daily life, emotions, and goals, and understand your inner and external worlds better. So, what's the difference between a practice to reflect and to introspect? What's the difference between reflection and introspection? So, basically, reflection, when we see ourselves in the mirror, we see our image. So, reflection is like putting down whatever is I am, whatever I am thinking, or whatever I am feeling or experiencing on a piece of paper. So, the image of my thoughts, my feelings, and my experiences is produced on a piece of paper in your journal. So this is reflection, where you put down or you write down everything that is there at that point of time. Introspection is when you think about those things, whatever you have penned down or whatever is going on in your mind, the thoughts, whatever is going on, the feelings that you're having, experiencing in your heart, or the experiences that you have experienced throughout the day. So this is introspection. We analyze our thoughts and emotions. That is introspection. Reflection is just penning down the entire thing that we have and of our daily life, which could be emotions and which could also be the goals. So if there are some personal goals at the workplace or personal goals at your personal level, you can pen down those also and understand your inner and external worlds better. So when we pen down, So we try to pen these things down in a sequence, because our brain at that time, when you are writing a journal, you're very calm. You're writing it one thought will go into the second, then third. It will go in a sequential way. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay. With practice, that sequential activity will happen with the thoughts, with the feelings, with the experiences. And when we do that, we are able to judge our thoughts and feelings and all these things. And this helps us understand what I am going through. Are my feelings more, or my emotions more, my experiences are more, or my thoughts are more? And my thoughts are, what kind of thoughts I have. The inner thoughts, are they negative or are they positive? So we analyze this. So we come to know our inner environment, and we come to know about our external environment, the external world around us. Because when we write all those things, it is our inner self, inner environment is related to the external environment. So they both go hand in hand, and that is how we have our experiences. Whatever is going externally and what we feel internally is an experience. By the way, I would like to mention here that journaling is one of the treating techniques by psychologists and development pediatrician, what I am, um, in a technique called cognitive behavior therapy. So this cognitive behavior therapy is done in many children who can have speech deficit, and many adults who have depression, long-standing anxiety problems, or children who have learning disabilities and do not have right perception for life, or people who have are low in self-esteem or do not have self-confidence. So to motivate others, to motivate themselves, CBT exercise, or the cognitive behavior therapy, is executed by a psychologist or therapist, and the child or the adult is brought out from their state of whatever they are going through. And it may take many sessions for a person to come out of this their type of behavior that they are experiencing. And it is a very, very known and a very good tool to practice, uh, even for our personal benefits. So I would recommend all of you to listen to how it acts on our brain and how it acts on us and how it benefits us in all personal and professional lives. So let's come to the topic. There are two topics in the market: journal versus diary. You can see journal is so colorful and diary is so bland. So same is the condition of journal and diary. Journal is, I just like told you, we pen down all our thoughts, our feelings, our expressions. But diary writing, journaling is where we write down all our thoughts, feelings, experiences, whatever, whatever we are going through. But a diary is just the entry that we do in a diary, or diary that we write is the facts that we write in. So we put in the facts. So suppose today something happened with me. So I start to write my journal in the evening or before bedtime. I I will write whatever thought I have at that time. I will write the feelings, whatever I had. I'll write the experiences also of the entire day. But if I write a diary, I would write at this time, this particular thing happened, or a meeting convened at this time. So these are facts. Diary entries are facts. The meeting concluded by this time, or I left home by this time and reached at this place by this time. So diary entry is basically a factual entry. A fact is entered into the diary. But in journals, we write down without any effort. We just pour our heart out. So we just write, pen down as much as you can, 1 page, 2 page. It depends how you go in that flow of writing. So journal is very, very colorful because it has shades of gray. There are positive thoughts, there are negative thoughts, and so many things. But a diary is just a fact. So please remember, when you talk about this topic, whether it is actually you are mentioning your thoughts and feelings, and that is why it's a journal, or you are just mentioning certain entries, which is a diary. Now let's come to the favorite topic of mine, the science behind thoughts and emotions. So the science here is not neuroscience, though it is based on the nervous system, the central nervous system here, but it is the psychological science which lies behind our thoughts and emotions. So what are the thoughts? They are what we think. And what are the emotions? Emotions are what we feel. If we feel good, it's an emotion. If we feel bad, if we feel ugly, everything is an emotion. So these thoughts and emotions are interrelatable. A thought can produce an emotion can produce a thought. Just think, what are we doing right now? We are listening. So I may like this topic, I may dislike this topic. This is a valid thought. If I like this topic, my emotion attached to it, wow, what a topic. So this is an emotion of being glad. But if I don't like it, I say, what, I'm wasting my time here. It's not worth it. It's an emotion of disgust that you're wasting your time, right? So thoughts and emotions are interrelated. A thought can transcribe into an emotion, and emotion can transcribe into a thought. And these two lead to our behavior, and behavior is what we do, actually do. So all these three are interconnected, and this is where journaling comes into picture. When we have a particular behavior pattern, what is basically behind a particular behavior, whether it is a good behavior, a bad behavior, or an ugly behavior of ours, behind this are our thoughts or our emotions. So when we have to change our behavior for good, or we have to modify our behavior in whichever reason, for whatever part of the behavior it may be, we need to modify these two things, the thoughts or the emotions. Either of them, we will eventually come to know how we identify what to modify. Right? So if I have to take this entire system of feelings, thoughts, and behavior in the perspective of mind, then let me tell you, there are four kinds of consciousness. So one is the unconscious state where we are totally gone. One is the subconscious state, which we are into in a way. And one is the conscious mind or the conscious state, which we are into 100% right now, because we are consciously listening to what is being spoken or seeing what is being shown. So this is the conscious mind activity. And there is another consciousness about the conscious mind, that is the super consciousness, which is our potential, the true potential, which we can achieve by doing these exercises. Super consciousness. So out of these four consciousness, the four types of consciousness, there are two elements to mind. One is a conscious mind and one is a subconscious mind. You can see a line drawn between the two because both of them have different functions. The conscious mind breeds or generates thoughts. So when now I'm speaking to you all, you're listening to me, there are thoughts that are coming in my mind. That is what I am transcribing in my words. And in my subconscious mind is going on certain feelings. Whenever I say something or fumble on a word or a sentence or on a slide, there's a feeling of disgust in me. There's a feeling of why did it happen? I could have spoken better. So the thoughts and feelings happen simultaneously. That means the conscious mind and the subconscious mind play simultaneously when we are doing some activity. Anything that we do throughout the day, even whenever we are awake, in the awake state. But when we are asleep, our conscious mind is in a sleep state and the subconscious mind alone is awake. So that subconscious mind is working without our knowledge that it's working, right? So I would like to take you all to a meditative state that when we meditate, what happens? So if you have experienced meditation, most of you must have done, if you have been attending these sessions, during meditation, what happens? Our conscious mind is not shut down. It is conscious. So we consciously are meditating and observing what is happening within us. But the subconscious mind, and that is why, because of the conscious mind active during meditation also, we have thoughts during meditation. And when the subconscious mind is also active during meditation, we we end realizing the feelings. We end with a feeling of calmness or positivity or lightness or happiness or thoughtlessness, whatever is a feeling. So the meditation starts with just the conscious effort of ours and it starts with thought and ends in a state of feeling something good or whatever. So conscious mind and subconscious mind, basically the thoughts and the feelings, they both together in some proportion, some quantification, give signals to the body, and the body eventually obeys the commands of the mind, both the elements, conscious and subconsciousness, and produces an action, which is the outcome of our thoughts and feelings. Right? So, this is the basic structure of thoughts, feelings, action, and the results or the outcome. Let's see what happens. A thought is an idea, right? If I'm thinking something, it's an idea that is coming to my mind. When this idea is implanted or it goes into a subconscious mind, it is internalized. Why do we say internalized? Because subconscious mind is not visible to us. Conscious mind is not visible either. But conscious mind, when we are awake, whatever we are doing is by our consciousness. We are aware of whatever we are doing. But subconsciously, we are not aware of what we are doing. So that is why when an idea enters the subconscious level of the mind, it becomes fixed idea. Again and again, if the idea or the thought comes into our mind, it gets implanted in the subconscious state and it gets fixed. So this fixation of the idea leads to habit formation. There was a long list of sessions on habit. I'm sure you must be familiar with this idea, with this concept, but I will give you a small example. So this fixed idea now, when interacts the idea and the fixed idea, when they interact with the body, give command to the body, the action is produced, which results in an outcome. So, for example, I have had a dog bite in my childhood. A dog has bitten me, and that dog too has been a pet dog, right? So, the idea that I had, or the feeling, that idea that I had, the dog's bite, this was the thought that I had at that time. So, there was an element of fear in me for dogs. Some few years later, I go to another friend's house, and that friend has a dog, and the dog looks at me and starts barking. So, the dog is barking at me, and it is simultaneously wagging its tail. But I just pay attention to the barking of the dog. So what happens to me? I'm reminded of my childhood experience of a dog bite. I'm again reminded of that few years later by seeing a street dog which has which is just passing by. And I have the impression, oh, the pet dogs can bite, so the street dogs can bite as well. So I better go a little consciously away from this dog. Eventually, I read in the newspaper that a dog has bitten a small baby in a nearby village. Again, the idea of dog being able to bite and has become so fixed in my subconscious mind that I start believing that dogs are not supposed to be gone close to or should not be kept as pets because they bite. So this idea becomes a habit in me. Whenever I see a dog, this becomes as a normal process of thinking for me that the dogs bite. So this idea becomes a fixed idea in my subconscious state. Even if I see a dream where there is a dog, I would be fearful and I would get up out of that dream. So these ideas, when they are fixed in our subconscious mind, they form belief systems. So what my belief has happened about the dogs, it has changed from the dog being a pet animal to a wild animal or an animal which bites, right? So the belief systems are also driven by our fixed ideas. So the belief system, if you convert it into religion, so whatever belief systems we have are in our subconscious mind. And these belief systems act on our body and produce an action which produces an outcome. So if I am a Hindu and my belief system from childhood has been that of Hinduism, my actions would be pertaining to the Hinduism, or the rituals of Hinduism will only be my actions, and the outcome will be a Hinduistic ritual or tradition that I must be pursuing. Similarly with other religions, similarly with other normal thoughts and uh, other fixed ideas that we have, right? So now let us come to it, that what actually is the image maker? Who is, which part of the mind, the conscious mind or the subconscious mind, is making your image or my image or making you? What is making you or making your image, public image, or the your personality, the perception of people? Is it your conscious mind or is it your subconscious mind? So this image or this image of you is actually not in your conscious state. It is not run by your conscious mind. It is basically the manifestations of various images in our subconscious mind, which are actually directing our life. So the subconscious mind, now let me show you the next slide. You'll understand. The slide will come a little later. So how does this mind thing work? The subconscious and the conscious mind, how do they work in a negative scenario? Let us see. So, when we have negative thoughts, the subconscious mind is embedded or impregnated with the negative feelings. So, the negative thoughts produce negative feelings, and when they act in different proportions in our body, they produce negative actions, and outcome is negative results. Similarly, when our mind breeds positive thoughts, the positive feelings are felt, happy feelings are felt in our subconscious mind. Mind you, that if I'm having positive thoughts right now, I may not perceive my feeling right away because my feeling is at the subconscious level. I would feel this feeling of happiness because of these positive thoughts when the subconscious feeling becomes conscious, and then only at that time I will feel the positivity. But I can feel this positivity from the action that is happening, which is courageous, and the outcome is positive, or the outcome is great, or the outcome is rich, which is very pleasant to me. So, um, similarly, what happens? Our positive thoughts or negative thoughts, they together with our positive thinking or negative feelings, positive feelings and negative feelings, or happy feelings or unhappy feelings, they conduct messages to the body, and the body comes out with an action, which is a happy action or courageous action. And when this action is persistent, we come out with a positive result or becomes a positive person. This is the way how we change from a negative being or a person with negative thoughts, a person who has negative thinking patterns, into a positive thinking patterns. And this is the process by which we actually change our lives or change our behavioral tendencies, right? So let me explain it to you further. So what happens with our conscious mind? What happens? Our conscious mind, actually the basic mind itself is just a type of an iceberg, where our conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. So an iceberg is one which is 1% outside the water and maximum below the water. So a conscious mind is only 5% of our brain activity. So 5% of our activity, we feel it we feel it consciously. We know consciously that I am doing this. So that activity, only 5% of our brain is working towards producing this activity. And 95% of the time, our brain is in an autopilot mode. And this 95% of the time, what is happening? Our subconscious mind is running. So 5% of the time, our conscious mind is running in any given moment of time, and 95% of the time, at that time, the subconscious mind is running. So what are we working with maximum? If now I'm giving, I think I'm speaking something, I'm using my conscious state of mind for speaking out something, but only my 5% of my brain is being utilized in this activity. Rest of the activity is being done by my subconscious mind. Now you can analyze where we need to work on ourselves to be able to change my way of speaking, or my way of listening, or my way of looking at things, or my way of behavior, my way of thinking and feeling, and these tendencies and patterns and traits. So we basically need to change at the subconscious level, because the subconscious lies below the tip of the iceberg, and it is 95% of our brain activity, and it is out of our awareness. We are not aware of this conscious subconscious activity. So if we have to change ourselves to become a positive individual, to make positivity our type of being or our personality, and bring positivity around us at home, at our workplace, professionally and personally, we need to make our subconscious positive. So the subconscious we only feels. So our feelings have to be positive, but the feelings cannot be positive unless the thoughts are positive. So we have to have positive thinking. So whenever we write down, let me show you what happens. What happens when we do journaling? So the conscious mind is becoming aware. When we start writing a journal, the conscious mind is becoming aware of the subconscious feelings. When we pen down our feelings, our heart and our mind opens up. And when it opens up, we start writing down, penning down all the thoughts and feelings that we have, all the experiences that we have undergone. And these are stored in our personal journal like an external disk. So this external disk is all that I have written. It is mine. It belongs to me, but it has emptied some space in my brain. All the thoughts and feelings have gone and are stored in this journal of mine. So my brain, my subconscious mind and conscious mind have emptied, so that better conscious thoughts, ideas, better conscious thoughts can be impregnated in the subconscious mind in the form of better feelings. So to change our subconscious mind, we have to change our conscious mind. And to change the conscious mind, we have to change our thoughts. So when we create a space, when subconscious mind is created with some space by writing down these feelings and thoughts, we just go about in this pattern of writing, in the flow of the writing, we empty the space, and the thoughts, if we then imbibe positive thoughts, they percolate into our subconscious mind, and eventually the subconscious mind becomes more positive. And when I do any activity, the 95% of subconscious mind that is going in the play is going to be positive, and so the outcome is going to be positive. Only 5% of the activity that I am going through would be taken up by the conscious mind, and even if it is negative, probably only the positive outcome is going to come out, because my subconscious is acting at that time, and that is 95% at a given point of time. So now you can, reverse this entire idea to think: if a person is negative, the person broods all the time of negativity or stress or any negative quality of hatred, of speaking ill about people, you can think that how the person's subconscious mind would be. The subconscious mind would be all negative. It would be filled with negative fixed ideas. It will be filled with negative belief systems. So what we have to change of that person, we have to change the conscious part of the mind, so that it embeds subconscious mind with positivity, and thus changes the outcome. So now let's come to the practical aspect of it. What do we do while journaling? So we pour our heart out in a personal journal. We write all our thoughts and feelings that are present at that very point of time in our journal. We also pen down our concerns, anything that is bothering us, any suspected situations of life which may be fearful or a reason of anxiety. Anything that comes to your mind, you just write it down in that journal. And we can also scribble in our journal or draw something which represents your thoughts and emotions. So, scribbling, you must have seen people when they write letters, they scribble and tear it and throw it. So, this is something like a journal only. When we remove all our thoughts and emotions, our feelings into a piece of paper, and we just throw it. But here we store it. And how does storing this journal or this write ups help us? When we go through our own journals, when we see, 6 months old journaling, and we know that how much we are a changed human being. We have worked upon ourselves so much that today my thought process has changed from my 6 month old thought process. So this helps us get motivated. It gives us self motivation. So this is one of the reasons how it benefits us. So we should not use any filters while writing a journal because it is a personal possession. So let's come to the benefits. So the benefits, because it's a psychological science, the benefits are majorly psychological, though there are many other benefits. So the psychological benefit is emotional release. So the emotions that we are suffering from at that time, whatever emotions we have, that's been penned down in the diary, or sorry, the journal. And we have improved critical thinking skills since we have put down the thoughts. So there is a space in the conscious and the subconscious mind. That is why our thinking we can critically analyze our thought process. It improves. It reduces stress because the emotions have gone out. The bothering thoughts have gone out. And it helps in tracking our personal growth, like I said. So, collective personal and professional benefits of journaling. I wanted to share this image with you that I write my journal so I can hear myself think. So basically, I write because whatever I think, I can hear myself think. So emotional benefits are, like I said, stress relief, emotional regulation, building self confidence. Cognitive benefits are clarity in thinking pattern, being more focused, and improve problem solving and improve memory. This don't have to believe me, you have to practice it, and only then you can realize what I'm talking about. Physical benefits are reduced because the stress is reduced, so the stress related medical issues are also released and you're relieved of all that. Professional benefits are you can track your goal because you're writing a goal every day, so you can track your goal. You can see your decision making power, how it has been improving, and you can be more creative. So you are writing out your creativity or drawing your creativity or charting your creativity in your journal, whichever way, and that improves your creativity. All these things improve your personal growth, professional growth, and improves your work life balance. Am I not able to go to the next? I'm not able to move further. Okay. So, okay. How does heartfulness practice relate to this journaling? So, we have seen heartfulness cleaning process. So, when we clean with the heartfulness technique, all the thinking and feeling, whatever is there, which is embedded in our subconscious mind, that goes out from the entire back of ours in the form of smoke. So we are evacuating our subconscious thoughts and feelings by the process of heartfulness cleaning or regeneration technique. So this is equivalent to the journaling, and that is why when we do write journaling and practice heartfulness cleaning, we are able to feel lighter, we are able to feel better, and we are able to change for good. I wanted to share this quote with all of you. Start writing no matter what. So, the basic objective of journaling is start writing no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned down. So, the water, I mean, if the tap doesn't flow unless the faucet is turned on. So, Louis Armour has given this quote, which is about journaling. So, please write whatever you have in your mind. Let's come now to the practical aspect of heartfulness, and let's dive into the process of cleaning for 5 7 minutes, followed with meditation, so that you can appreciate how meditation helped you yesterday and how post cleaning your meditation helps you. So, heartfulness practice is two major practices are heartfulness meditation, but before performing the meditation, we have already done our cleaning. So, when we are clean enough, we are little less than our thoughts and emotions, feelings. And so when we meditate, subconscious mind is emptier. So our conscious mind, the conscious thoughts that come in are during meditation, they reduce. So we are able to dive deeper into the subconsciousness of ours, and we are able to soar higher in the super consciousness of ours, and are able to know what our actual potential is, which lies in the superconscious mind of ours. So let's begin without a further ado. I will guide you through the process of cleaning first, and then we will sit for meditation. So we have 15 minutes to go. So we will do 5 minutes of cleaning and 10 minutes of meditation. And if there are any questions, you may put it down in your chat box. I will be happy to answer them. So you may please close your eyes very slowly and gently. Bring your attention to your entire back, from the tip of the head till the tip of your tailbone, which is present in your seat area. This entire area is the place from where you're going to do your cleaning. So I'll guide you through, and you just need to obey the commands mentally and visualize whatever is happening from your back. So make a very subtle intention that all the complexities and impurities which have come into my subconscious mind through my negative thoughts and negative feelings are going out from my entire back, from the tip of the head to the tip of the tailbone, in the form of smoke, and leaving my body for good. All the impurities and complexities which are present in my subconscious mind, or which are present in me, are leaving me from my entire back in the form of smoke. Just keep visualizing smoke going out from your back. In this place, in this practice, you need to be conscious. So be conscious and be aware that you are doing cleaning and there is some sort of a smoke that is going out from your back, and which is relieving you of all the embedded thoughts and feelings inside your subconscious state and making you feel lighter. So just imagine the smoke coming out from your entire back, which is going out and out and out, leaving you forever. We'll continue this for another 2 3 minutes. If you have any thoughts while doing this, bring back your attention to your back and start concentrating that the process of cleaning is happening and you're getting free of all these impurities and complexities from your subconscious state to make you feel lighter. Let the flow of the smoke be uninterrupted. Visualize the smoke in your mind. Feel it go out of your entire back, from the top of the head to the tip of the tailbone. If your mind wanders, bring it back to your back and let it be concentrated on your entire back and visualize the smoke. It is taking away all the complexities and impurities from your entire being, from your subconscious mind, creating an empty space there which is making you feel lighter. We will do this for another 1 more minute. Keep your visualization awake. See the smoke going out at a faster rate. It's removing everything that is unwanted in your body, which is making your body heavy, which is making your mind heavy. Both the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. It's being removed by your own effort, your own willpower, your own concentration. When you keep doing this process, eventually you start feeling a bit lighter. Generally, this process is done for 20 odd minutes in the evening when we are back from work, so that we do not bring negativities of the work at our home, and we feel light enough to be with our loved ones with a fresh, light mind. Now we stop this process. Generally, we stop the process when we feel light. When we feel so, I assume we are feeling light, we bring our attention to our heart and we start to meditate. So, for the new joinees, let me explain a bit of meditation while others who are there already focus your attention on your heart, where you can feel your heartbeat, and make a gentle suggestion to yourself that the source of divine light or the God Almighty I believe in is already present in my heart and is attracting my attention inwards. So, the source of divine light, which is already present in my heart, is attracting my attention inwards. It's pulling my attention inwards. With this, we focus our attention on the heartbeat or wherever we feel a heartbeat, the heart, and we meditate while the transmission or the yogic transmission or the pranahuti flows our way into our heart and creates an impact of positivity. You may have few thoughts come during meditation. Just don't give them your attention. Let them go. Let them be. Just remind yourself that you are meditating and bring your attention back and focus your attention onto your heart. So, with this intention, let's start meditation. please start meditation. That's all. Keep your eyes closed. Observe your feelings now, post meditation, and also try to recollect what was your condition before meditation. Compare the two. Definitely, the condition post meditation would be better. Thank your God for giving this condition to you and try to hold on to this condition. Remember what is this condition and try to externalize it so that whatever you do, however you act, has the flavor of this condition. Pray to God Almighty that this condition be impregnated in my subconscious mind, remain there with me, and shows in all the actions that I perform. When you're comfortable, you may very slowly and gently open your eyes and become aware of your present moment. Okay, so let me, if you're all fine, I can take the questions.
Ma'am, we
Question,
have shared some few questions in the chat box.
yeah, I'm just going to read it out. I can see it. The first question is, how can journaling help we gain clarity and organize our thoughts effectively? This is what the entire presentation was all about. Journaling, when we write down the confusing thoughts, the thoughts that are just lingering on to us, the thoughts that are bombarding us at one given point of time, maybe you choose your time of journaling. You want to write it in the evening after you're back from work, you want to write it at your bedtime and pour out everything before sleep so that your sleep, your conscious, subconscious mind, which is working during sleep, is absolutely clean of all thoughts and emotions that are bombarding your brain. So, this is the reason how when we do journaling, we pour out our heart, we pour out our brain, we pour out our conscious and subconscious mind and the things running around, the havoc, the monkey mind that is going on inside us. We just pour that state out in the journal. And once we pour out the entire thing, it's all empty. And when it is empty, we have a lot of space in our subconscious mind. Then we let the thoughts in, and the thoughts that go in, now they flow properly. They are not jumbled up like a woolen ball of wool. It's not jumbled up. They're all straight lines. They're not intersecting each other. So they give you the clarity. They let you have the organized thoughts. So the space has to be there in subconscious mind because our memory has, like phone or a system, there's a fixed memory, right? So our brain cells also have memory cells in it. So the memory cells, when they are occupied with old thoughts and old emotions and old experiences that we have had in the past, so they are the memory is occupied, the RAM is full, the RAM of our brain is full. So when we pour out this thing through journaling and make it as a hard disk to store our thoughts and feelings, and do not read that hard disk or do not even connect that hard disk, it is our past. So when we keep it that way, the space in your system, doesn't your system become faster, clearer, more effective when you offload all your rubbish data on your system into a hard disk? It does, is it not? Same is with our brain. Our brain starts functioning better, more effectively, more efficiently when we offload everything from it at one point of time. It is your choice when you want to do journaling. My recommendation is you must finish your journaling before sleeping. It is good to journal just 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you go off to sleep, so that you write down everything what is bothering you at that time. Every thought, every feeling, every experience, every concern that you have. You must be having a meeting tomorrow, you have something else tomorrow. Write down everything. And this journal is to yourself. You're writing it to yourself. Or you can just write a name like, oh God, I'm writing to you. I'm pouring out my heart to you. So just pour it out. Just let go in the flow and just let go of all the things and let be all the things in your journal. There are two terms I would like to use here. Let go from your mind and let be in your journal. So this let go and let be process will empty your brain and will freshen your brain. I hope this answers your question. Second question is, what journaling techniques can boost our productivity and focus? Obviously, the same journaling. There's only one technique to journal. Either you journal it by writing, you can also do journaling by drawing, by creativity. But that creativity should be able to take out your thoughts and feelings. They should be able to take out. If you are in a negative thought or feeling, you will see yourself that whatever, if you take, nowadays there is a concept of coloring mandalas or coloring certain pixel art is also there on the, you have an app called Pixel Art. If you are feeling upset or you want to do journaling, you want to empty out your thought, just go on that pixel art site, choose an art already drawn figure and start putting the color, fill the colors. Similarly, you can do it by using sketch pens or crayons or whatever. And when we do this, not only our creativity increases, not only our communication skill increase, but our productivity, our focus increases because we are focusing on coloring. And at that time, the thoughts which are going, we are actually meditating while we are journaling. We are actually meditating while we are coloring certain things or we are drawing certain things because our focus is totally on that activity. When the focus is totally on one particular activity, definitely our focus subconsciously is increasing for any other activity which is performed for your work, at your workplace, or at your personal level. And this focus activity, the focus work that you do, definitely is going to produce better results, giving you a boost in productivity. I hope that answers your question number 2. Question number 3 is, how does writing daily reflections contribute to personal growth? Beautiful question, yet answered during the presentation. I will repeat it once again. Once we write our thoughts and feelings, we are reflecting the image of our conscious and subconscious mind onto the paper of the journal that we possess, right? So, writing this thing, we do it today, we do it tomorrow, we do it again 6 months later, we keep on doing it. When we keep on doing it, at one point of time, when I have done it for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, anytime I go back and take my journal, the old journal, and go through it, when I go through it, I read, oh, this were the kind of thoughts that I had at that time. This was the feeling that I had. Say, for example, I disliked somebody. Somebody in my office uh, was loud with me. My boss was loud with me. My subordinate was loud with me. My colleagues were not friendly with me. Whatever. And I penned it down at that time. Right? 6 months down the line, I again write a journal and I want to read my past. So when I read that, I've written the names of those people who have been abusive or loud with me 6 months back. But when I read that journal, today I have written that they are best of my friends. So isn't it a personal growth from disliking somebody to liking this person and being a close friend to that person? So journaling, when we read through our journals, when we go through our journals, which we might wish to do once in a while, or we must do once in a while, it helps us see our growth pattern, an upward growth pattern, a personal growth and development of us, which is upwards, always upwards. You will never see if you're going downwards in one direction, be assured that in 6 months or 1 year down the line, this one will be an upswing. Because everything which is low today is going to be on the higher end tomorrow. Journaling helps you take the curve in a parabolic fashion from lower to down. It doesn't let you come down of a parabola though. It takes you in a sinus curve, not the parabolic curve, the sinus curve, which is just going upwards from lower end to the upper end. So the fourth question is, what practical steps can we take to make journaling a consistent habit? Very good. Very nice question. A very practical question. So first thing first, make it an intention that you want to journal. You want to practice this practical tool for your personal growth, for your own effort to change yourself as a person, as a personality, as a human being, as a husband, as a father, as a mother, as a friend, or as a person or an employee of this particular organization. So make an intention first. Once you make an intention, you definitely will make an effort. The thought in your mind, the conscious mind will definitely create an impact on your body, which will make an action of going and procuring a journal, a pen, if you want to write it down, and then you choose a time. You make a time which should be slightly fixed. If you say it should be close to bedtime, you can just choose close to bedtime. If you sleep at 10, fine enough. If you sleep at 11, 12, 1, but this is a practice for you to do every day. Or maybe whenever you feel like writing out or pouring your heart out. You don't want to pour your heart out to your spouse or your kids or your parents or your friends or anybody. Your journal becomes your companion. Your journal is something where you pour out your thoughts. And I promise, I guarantee, anybody would guarantee, when you pour out your thoughts in this journal, you feel lighter, you feel happier, you feel relaxed, you feel the stress is gone, the bothering thoughts are not bombarding. From a monkey mind, you have become to a monk mind. The mind has calmed down. So consistent habit would be, initially you will have to take a conscious effort. You have to make a conscious effort to keep writing every day, till the time you may not need it. Till the time you would write it only when there are incidences of bothering thoughts, incidences of bothering feelings, incidences where you want to de-stress yourself. That is the moment when you think, oh, let me pen down a journal. My journal, where is it? Let me see where it is. And before I go to sleep, let me make it an intention that my subconscious mind, which is fluctuating with the thoughts and emotions in my conscious mind and making me aware of them, let them not happen, because the subconscious mind is clean before I sleep. So when I go off to sleep, the subconscious mind is working. So when it is clean, it has no negative thought, no negative feeling, no memory of any negative experience or any good experience which is overwhelming to you. It's coming and popping in your head every now and then. When the subconscious mind is clean of all these things, the subconscious mind is getting regenerated during the sleep time, and when you get up in the morning, you are fresher, you are better, your moods are good, you are upbeat, you are energized totally, you have slept sound. You just try it once, just for a day or two. Don't have to buy a journal, just write in a piece of paper and just keep it aside, or just throw the paper, or just crumple it and keep it aside, and see what happens to you when you get up in the morning. See for yourself. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling energized after you have written a journal and then you sleep? You sleep better? You definitely would sleep better. You get up sound? Yes, you will. You will get up better. You will sleep sound. You will get up healthier, happier, and your day is going to be in this way. So I think this would definitely work for at your level. And if anybody in the panel wishes to unmute and ask a question, I would be happy to answer. Though we have stretched a lot today, I'm sorry for that. And if there's nobody, we can just stop this session here.
Thank you, ma'am, for delivering this wonderful session. And thanks to all the participants who have joined this session. And also thanks to our expert for being with us throughout the session. With this, we are concluding the session. Thank you all.